This past Saturday, we looked at the highs of WrestleMania 31. One of the best WrestleManias out there. I had a couple of issues with that one. You know, if you want to know those, go watch the video because I kind of forgot them. But I only had a couple, maybe 2 or 3 issues with that. This one, no. No. Because as I mentioned, we are firmly on the Vince McMahon Revenge Tour. You see, after having to change his plans 2 years in a row, this year, no matter what, Vince was going to do what Vince wanted to do. And what he wanted to do was screw over the fans. I do remember one thing I had a problem with, that Sting didn't win his match. And, you know, my issues with that match, they're going to say they be the same issues I have with another match in this show. But this just... Oh, man. Let me sit down, because this sucked. This was such a slog to get through. So, WrestleMania 31 was the last time that WrestleManias were 4 hours. The whole thing was that the regular pay-per-views were 3 hours. And the WrestleMania is 4. That's how it always was. And then they decided to start stretching out the shows more and more. And this was the first year they did it, and it sucks. It is a slog to get through. This whole thing, it just feels like it's... Even the America the Beautiful song feels like it's in slow motion. Fifth Harmony comes out, and they start singing, and it just seems like they're in slow motion. Then we got the promo package, which is unnecessary, but we got opening promo for WrestleMania, sure, fine. So we start with the only real high note of the night, the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. However, I also have an issue with this match. It didn't need to be a multi-person ladder match. See, WrestleMania 31 did it, and it worked, because there wasn't any real story for the Intercontinental Championship. Just put a bunch of them together and have them fight it out. However, you had a story for this. And that's Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was the Intercontinental Champion, and Sami Zayn was coming from NXT, coming from an injury caused by Kevin Owens, and came back in the Royal Rumble, attacking Kevin Owens, coming to the main roster, going after Kevin Owens, and instead of just having Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, and having Sami Zayn shine in a victory on WrestleMania, you do a multi-person ladder match where the person who should have won didn't even win. Although, with multiple people, Sami Zayn's victory kind of would have been tainted, because 1, he didn't pin Kevin Owens like he should. And 2, it's a multi-person ladder match with a bunch of other ones going. Now, the competitors in the match were Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler, Zack Ryder, Sin Cara, Sami Zayn, The Miz, and Stardust. Whatever happened to Stardust? He was also wearing Dusty Rhodes polka dots. I wonder why. Stardust is in no way connected to Dusty Rhodes. It's kind of confusing. I don't know. He disappeared after this anyway. I don't know what happened to him. Anyway, yeah, so Zack Ryder won, which is confusing enough. But even more confusing is that the next night after this, him being the only high note of WrestleMania, the best part of WrestleMania, the next night they're like, nah, we gave him the feel-good moment. Let's have Zack Ryder lose it to The Miz the next night. Why? It just doesn't, no. So next, we have AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. AJ Styles' first WrestleMania match, right? It's a big thing. And AJ Styles and Chris Jericho, they were sort of enemies. And Chris Jericho lost AJ Styles on Raw, then it became a tag team. Then Chris Jericho turned on AJ Styles, and now it's time for AJ Styles to get revenge and get his big win at WrestleMania. Chris Jericho wins. Yep, now we're deep in the shit. Now we're in the Vince McMahon's going to just shit all over everyone, and he doesn't care. AJ Styles should have won this match, and the same argument I used with Sting And the last episode goes here. I know it's his first WrestleMania match, but it's AJ goddamn Styles. Someone who has been all over the place, much like Sting, all over the globe, wrestled for many, many years, decades at this point, and then he loses at WrestleMania. And then immediately gets put in a program with Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship afterwards. So shouldn't he have won? Because Jericho doesn't get anything, and he's the one that won the match. It doesn't make any sense other than Vince McMahon just wanted to shit on it. Vince McMahon just wanted to give us the middle finger. And that's all it points to, is that, you know, with this, is that, you know, AJ should win. Oh, they think he should win? No, then he's going to lose, because I said so. Because fuck them. Basically what Vince McMahon was doing. Screw the fans. Doesn't matter what the fans want, what he wants. So the fans want AJ to win, then Jericho's going to win. That's simple. Plain and simple. Zack Ryder, WrestleMania, whatever. He's celebrating. Okay. So next we have the New Day versus the League of Nations. You may be asking, who are the League of Nations? That's a good question. It is Rusev, Alberto Del Rio, Wade Barrett, and Sheamus. Yeah, they were a faction for like a second. Because Sheamus cashed in the Money in the Bank. He came back with the mohawk and a weird beard. And cashed in the Money in the Bank, and they put a faction around him. Then he lost the WWE Championship to Roman Reigns. And Roman had to defend it in the Royal Rumble. And League of Nations tried to screw it. Basically, did screw him out of it. But, you know. And so now the League of Nations are on a path to winning, to going for the Tag Team Championships. They had a match for the WWE Tag Team Championships on Raw and lost, which is why this is not for the championship. Because the League of Nations was going to win. Because that's that, what do you call booking? Where, I forgot what it's called. Where you have one team win and then they have a rematch and the other team wins. It's that kind of booking. And so that's why the because the New Day come out, this is their Booty-O's entrance. A very well-known entrance where they come out in a box of Booty-O's and they're dressed like Dragon Ball Z and they're all happy. And you're like, okay, that was a big moment for them. But then once you realize they lost this match, it kind of takes the whole thing, air away out of the whole thing. It's like, it's just like they lost that big entrance and they lose. You know, and it's not the first time that happened. They'll give someone a big entrance and they lose. If someone has the big entrance, they're the ones that should win, right? No, most of the time they lose. Triple H comes out of WrestleMania 21 with Motorhead screwing up his theme song and he loses, right? I'm just saying. The only one that I've seen come out with big entrance and win is John Cena, right? I'm just saying. But, yeah. And the League of Nations win this. And this is where you really start to feel the runtime, because we're barely into this, but it really feels like they're trying to drag this out as much as they can, because so they have the League of Nations lose because they're going to do something with it after, the League of Nations win so that they can do something afterwards. So after they've won, they all get in the ring. Wade Barrett starts talking about we're the best, and League of Nations is the best. Keep in mind, they did not win the tag titles. It's just it's just a 6-man tag. And that there are no 3 men that can take us. First of all, dipshit, there's 4 of you. Second of all, why are you calling out random people at WrestleMania? Well, who comes out? Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And basically, they get their asses whooped, and then Xavier Woods comes in, does a little dance, he gets the stunner, and they celebrate, and they still take forever as Stone Cold's got to go to every goddamn turnbuckle and do the thing. Mick Foley's hobbling around on one leg out there. Shawn Michaels is doing his little run around kitty thing. I don't know, it takes forever. And you could have done this quicker. First of all, the New Day wins. There's a spot, okay? You could have done it this way. There's a spot earlier in the match where Xavier Woods rolls up one of them and gets the tights, but doesn't get the 3. Just have him win that way. The New Day wins. The League of Nations then starts stomping the hell out of them prompting the legends to come out. You have Shawn Michaels. He comes out. I mean, you have Mick Foley come out first. Mick Foley comes out first. And he gets kind of taken down. And you have Shawn Michaels come out. And then Stone Cold comes out as little ATV, goes around the place. Comes in and starts whooping ass. The New Day and the Legends share beers. And they walk off. There's no stunning the New Day. It is not needed. And that's it. Very quickly done. Shaving off about 5 minutes of time at least for this. And the right winners won. New Day were one of the hottest teams at the time, and they basically got screwed here because they wanted to do this spot. This man said, no, they have to lose so we could do this spot, but I just showed you, I just told you how you still could have done that spot and had the New Day win. Next was the no-holds-barred street fight. Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar. Now, on paper, this could have been a good match. But in execution, it wasn't. Why? Well, because in the lead up to this, Dean Ambrose was being visited by hardcore legends, and they were giving him weapons, like Terry Funk giving him a chainsaw, a barbed wire 2x4, and tacks, right? Her legends come in and give him that stuff. None of that stuff is used in the match. Why? Because every single idea Dean Ambrose had for the match, Brock Lesnar vetoed. He said, fuck that, I'm not doing that shit. Vetoed everything. So all we get is the standard Brock Lesnar match with weapons. And what weapons? We get candlesticks and chairs. And that's it. And it's the standard Brock Lesnar match with chairs and candlesticks because Brock Lesnar didn't want to do any of the other stuff that Dean Ambrose was talking about, was proposing. So it's just a standard Brock match with all this stuff thrown in, and Brock wins. And it's one of those things where you already know who's going to win. There could be a match where it's very obvious who the winner is going to be. So you just want what happens in between the bell to be good enough to carry it. But it's not. It's just a standard Brock match with weapons. And it doesn't do anything. So now you're just sitting there going, can Brock just win already? But this goes like 10 minutes. But still, it feels long because just you know who's going to win. Next, we introduce the Hall of Fame, blah, blah, blah. And now, come to another issue. So, going into WrestleMania, there was a triple threat match for the WWE Divas Championship. Charlotte defending against Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. However, WWE decided, with an hour before the show started, on the pre-show nonetheless, that they were just going to have Lita come out and announce that, no, this match was not for the Divas title. It was for the brand new Women's Championship. Although she announced it wrong and said it's for the very first Women's Championship, which is it's not what it is. It's for the new Women's Championship. And that causes a problem because, quite obviously, they had the finish and the winner picked before this. So, Charlotte was always supposed to be the winner. The problem is, so if it was just for the Divas title and Charlotte retained, because the finish is that Ric Flair gets involved, Charlotte wins LOL, boom. If it was just for the Divas title, that'd be, whatever. It's a whatever. It's not what the fans wanted, but whatever. It's a standard finish. She wasn't going to lose it anyway, fine. But when you introduce a new goddamn title into the picture, it's for a brand new championship, it's a whole new thing, it's a women's revolution, it's a whole new beginning, and you just give it to the same champion from before, then why didn't you introduce this like a month ago? And say, going into WrestleMania, you're not competing for that, and take it away, and give that to Charlotte, so that they can still do this, and she's just retaining, and it won't be, okay, she just retained her title. But now, you're going to crown a brand new champion, but no, you're not, because you're just going to give it to Charlotte anyway. So if you're going to say you're going to crown a new champion, actually crown a new champion and give it to someone else, someone new. And in my opinion, that should have been Becky Lynch. Not because I'm biased, but she's the best of the three. because she's good on both accounts, okay? Charlotte can talk, but her wrestling is crap. All she knows to do good are the spear, the natural selection, and the figure 4/figure 8 because her daddy taught her how to do that. Otherwise, her wrestling is crap. The only reason she got as far as she has is because of her father's last name. She's only got that far because of daddy's fucking money. And I'm not changing my mind on that. It's been that way. The only reason that she has all accolades, all those titles, everything that she's won is because of who her dad is. And that's, you ain't changing my mind on that. That's absolutely true. If her last name wasn't Flair, she would not be anywhere near as the top like she is. She is the most overrated women's wrestler in history. Because her last name is Flair, she gets everything that she wants. On the other hand, Sasha, she's good in the ring, can't cut a promo to save her life. She sounds like a 12-year-old. And at WrestleMania, I'm going to go out there and win the Divas Championship. No, don't give her a mic ever again. But they kept giving her a mic, and I'll mute it because she cannot cut a promo. She sucks. And they keep telling her to go out there and cut promos. And Tony Khan didn't learn a lesson either because what's the first thing they have her do when she shows up in AEW? Cut a promo. No, she still can't cut a promo. I've saw a snippet of it on Instagram. She still can't cut a promo. Why do you keep giving her a microphone? She sucks. Becky's the only one who's good on the mic and in the ring and deserved to win that championship. But no, Charlotte wins LOL. Then you should have just kept it the Divas title or introduced the women's title back in February before this. Not an hour before the pre-show. Because if you say you're going to crown a new champion, then we expect a new champion. Charlotte does not count. And yet they still count that as two separate reigns when it was still the one continuous reign. I count, to me, it's the same reign. From Night of Champions to whenever she loses it. It's the same reign. Who cares if it's two separate titles? She never actually lost the Divas title. It's still the same reign. So she ain't a new champion at all. I'm just saying. And that's the end of part one. So after that, you think we gotta be close to the end, right? No. We have Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match. Okay, sure, fine. This won't take long. It's 30 minutes. They gave 30 minutes to Shane McMahon and The Undertaker. The Undertaker, who at this point is just hobbling around the ring because he has bad hips and legs. I think he's had a hip replacement at this point. And they give him 30 minutes. Shane McMahon, who hasn't had a match since 2006. And they're putting him in the ring. And what is the story? Shane McMahon has come back because he wants to be in control of Raw. So Vince McMahon says, you can have control of Raw if you beat The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. And then they add a stipulation that puts them in a corner. If The Undertaker loses, he won't lose at WrestleMania. It will be his last WrestleMania, and he will no longer compete and will be forced to retire. Well, now you know Undertaker's winning because they're not going to have The Undertaker not retire yet. He's their big money maker at this point. And so again, when you already know who's going to win, at least you got to have the match be good, right? No, this was the most sloggiest of the slogs in the entire show. And this started a big slog in the show where you just wanted it to end. And at this point, I'm like, I got to be close. No. Halfway through the damn show. I'm only halfway through the show. That's a 5-hour show. I'm 2.5 hours in. I got another 2.5 hours left. There's only 3 matches left at this point. This and 2 others. I thought this was the last of 2 matches, but we're going 30 minutes with this, and it's a slog the entire time. So Shane McMahon came back and was control of Raw. You win WrestleMania, you get control of Raw. You got to beat Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. Undertaker loses, he's done. He's gone, never to wrestle again. This is his last WrestleMania. There's a thing with a lockbox too, whatever. So because they put that stipulation in, they then put themselves in a corner. Well, Undertaker has to win now. The problem is, they still wanted Shane to take over Raw. That was the whole point of this, was Shane was supposed to take over as, take control of Raw. But because they put that stipulation, then they realized they have to have The Undertaker win. So The Undertaker won, then the next night, Shane still was in control of Raw. Because they shot themselves in the foot with putting out the stipulation for The Undertaker. They should have just left that out. They didn't need to have that stipulation for The Undertaker. They should have just said, if Shane wins, he's in control of Raw. He loses, he has to leave. So have Shane win, right? Have him win. Undertaker won last year. Another loss wouldn't have done anything. Seriously, at this point, And did we really need The Undertaker at this WrestleMania? No. I said before, we didn't need him at last year's WrestleMania. Once the streak was broken, let him retire. And that is the issue with The Undertaker's matches from now on, is he should have retired after WrestleMania 30, but Vince still kept bringing him back. And then at WrestleMania 33, they pretty much retire him. He puts his boots, his hat, and his jacket in there. But then they bring him back the next year for a random 5-minute match with John Cena. So that's it, right? No, he comes back again. Doesn't he have one at WrestleMania 35? I don't know. That might have been it. I don't know. I think that might have been it. But in hindsight, it's 2020. He should have just retired after WrestleMania 30. Once the streak was done, we didn't need to do it anymore. But they just kept bringing it back, and it just got worse. This is proof. 30 minutes? No. So after that, you think, okay, now we're going to go to the main event. No, it's now time for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and I'm ready to jump out the window. Why are we doing this now? Why is this not on the pre-show? This is the most unnecessary match in WrestleMania. I said before, if they want to do this at WrestleMania 30, fine. We didn't need to do it anymore after it. Let it be an anniversary thing. Do it at WrestleMania 30. Now we'll do it at WrestleMania 40. Right? There's a reason why this match ended up being relegated to SmackDown. Because no one cares. It does nothing for anyone's career. There's no reason for it. At all. And yet they keep doing it. They still do it on SmackDown. I don't know why. Maybe it's in a contract somewhere. But this takes like 10 minutes. And Baron Corbin wins. What does it do for him? Absolutely nothing. Not a goddamn thing. Dun doesn't do anything. Dun is done. He does nothing. He wins the Money in the Bank. Doesn't do anything with it. I think he wins a U.S. title. That's about it. And it's not even now. That's not until the next year, I think. So I don't know. So now it's time for the main event, right? Let's bring out the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Okay, that's all right. Let's cool down the crowd to show the nice ladies. They're dancing. There we go. It's just somehow. You gotta be kidding me. Are you serious? Why? Why is The Rock coming out right now? And why is he taking forever to get to the ring? He comes out, he stands there, he looks around, he goes back, he grabs this thing, what you find out is like a blowtorch thing, or flamethrower, excuse me, lights his own name on fire, and then still takes forever to get to the ring. Gets to the ring, and then proceeds to have one of the longest promos I think I've ever heard, where he does for the millions, but he has them The Rock didn't hear you. For the millions and millions. The Rock heard you that time, but it needs to be a little bit louder. For the millions and millions. And that's fine normally. But when you are 3.5 hours into a show, or when you are 4.5 hours into a goddamn show, and you just want it to end, let it end. This is padding in the worst possible way. Because The Rock doesn't just leave. You think, okay, this is done. The Rock's going to go, zip! Really? The Wyatt family is coming out right now. Why? Why? So that we can have a 5-second match. Literally, it's just 5-second match. Maybe it's a 9-second match. Whatever. Because The Rock's people wouldn't let him wrestle an actual match at WrestleMania. So, and like Bray Wyatt and others were injured, so he had a 5-second match with Eric Rowan, where literally goes ding ding ding, rock bottom, 1, 2, 3, ding ding ding. That's it. So now we're done right. We're done. No, why is the Wyatt family surround the ring? What are we doing? No, come on, just let it end. Just let it end. Just let it. Dun 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 dun. Why is John Cena coming out here right now? John Cena helps The Rock fight off the Wyatt family. Okay. Can we just let it end? Okay, now here we go. Triple H versus Roman Reigns. So, Roman won the title at Survivor Series, only to lose it to Sheamus when he cashed in the Money in the Bank. He won the title back at TLC, one of those useless things they ever did, and then was told he has to do one versus all and defend it in the Royal Rumble. During halfway through the Royal Rumble, he's attacked by the League of Nations and taken out. They say he's done, and then Roman comes out, and just when you think Roman's going to win, Triple H comes out number 30, and they throw his ass over, and then it's him and Dean Ambrose. Triple H wins. He's a 14-time WWE champion. Why are we doing this? Because people are injured, so we gotta come up with something. Currently, I think it was supposed to be Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, and Roman was supposed to win. But, you know, if it wasn't going to work the year before, it wasn't going to work now. But like I said, we're on a Vince McMahon revenge tour. He didn't give a fuck. Roman was winning, and he didn't care who cared. He was going to have his man be the one holding the title at WrestleMania. So, at the end of WrestleMania. So, Triple H, Roman Reigns, you think, boom, boom, maybe 10, 15 minutes. 27 minutes this match goes. 27 minutes for well over his years Triple H and Roman Reigns, who is doing his best. And it lasts forever. Forever and ever. Don't make it last forever. It goes forever. It feels like it never ends. When the bell finally rings, you're going, thank God, hallelujah. Because it just feels like forever. For a match like this, like I said. So, we could have cut this down and had a 4-hour show if you did this here. Put the Andrew Jet Memorial Battle Royal on the pre-show. Forget about the Rock segment. Put Shane versus Undertaker to 10 minutes. Put this one down to 15 minutes. Or no, put the Shane versus Undertaker match to 15 minutes. Put this one down to 10 minutes. And just have it end. Right? You didn't need all that stuff to pad the runtime. You could have put this down to 4 hours, maybe even 4.5. But, you know, actually, yeah, you put Shane Undertaker's match to 15. You put this to 10. You get rid of put the Andre the Giant amount, put the Battle Royal on the pre-show. Get rid of the Rock segment, and you probably have you down an hour, just fine. And this match could have been done in 10 minutes. I gotta do bell rings. They start to tussle, or maybe even before the bell rings, Triple H attacks him from behind, or Roman hits a spear, or goes for what's something. There's a bell rings, they go after each other, they fight a little bit, they roll around, whatever. Then Roman hits a spear, goes to pin Triple H, 1, 2, Triple H kicks out. Oh my God, how do you do it? You know, Roman goes for another one, moves out of the way, Triple H kicks him midsection, pedigree, 1, 2, Roman kicks out. Oh my God, oh my God. More fighting, more tussling around. Roman does a drive-by on the outside, rolls him in the ring, goes Superman punch, Triple H reverses, roll up, 1, 2, kick out. Triple H goes for a pedigree, Roman reverses, hits a Superman punch, goes for a spear, into the corner. Triple H pulls him out, pedigree, 1, 2, Roman kicks out at 2. What does Triple H have to do? Triple H goes for another pedigree again, gets reversed. And Roman hits a spear. 1, 2, kick out again. Triple H rolls outside. Roman goes for another drive-by, but Triple H moves out of the way, and he goes into the steel steps. Or he crashes the ringside. I mean, he goes into the barricade, but doesn't crash through the barricade, just goes into the barricade. Triple H grabs him, brings him into the ring, hits another pedigree. 1, 2, ooh! So close. Triple H has enough and tells Chef Stephanie to get a a sledgehammer. She goes to give it to him, but the referee is yelling at them, and they yell like, "We're the ones in charge. You gotta do what we say." But Triple H is distracted. Goes for a spear. Triple H moves out of the way. Referee, knockdown. Okay? Now keep in mind, we're going at a fast pace here. We're not even 10 minutes yet. Okay? So Triple H grabs the sledgehammer. He gives it to him. He hits Roman with the sledgehammer. Pedigree, but there's no referee. They're waving. Here comes another referee. 1, 2. Roman kicks out. Can't believe it. Stephanie gets on the thing again and goes to hit Roman. And Triple H goes to hit Roman again. But he hits a spear. But he hits a spear. But before he can go for the pin, Stephanie is again still on the ring apron and she's yelling. Roman gets in her face. They're arguing. Triple H gets back up. And goes to hit Roman with the sledgehammer. But Roman was out of the way. He stops, drops the sledgehammer, doesn't hit Stephanie. Roman goes for the spear. Triple H moves out of the way. Spear gets Stephanie. She falls down. Triple H is angry, but then he gets a spear. Roman gets back up, goes into the corner, goes for a second spear, hits it. 1, 2, 3. You're looking at 10, maybe 15 minutes. You could have done this. So much shorter than it was. And, this could have been done at a quicker pace than whatever they did. It could have worked so much better. I guess it's your standard finisher fest, but that's what you get anyway with these kind of matches. I think it could have been done. And I just did it off the top of my head, really. I kind of had a little bit of a plan in there, but I made it, But yeah, and then so the end image is when I'm going to have the thumbnail is Roman Reigns holding the title, which is what no one wanted to see. They're still booing him, and yeah, but that's what Vince McMahon wanted, so screw what we want, right? This is a Vince McMahon revenge tour. This show sucked ass. I never want to watch it again. It was such a suck to get through. I hated every minute of it. It just, the first match was fine, but I could tell that they were just trying to pad everything. I mentioned that one segment with Zack Ryder, but he comes back again, another one, for no reason. It just... It's not needed, to be honest. It's not needed at all. Like I said, I told you how you could shave a whole hour off of this and it would be fine. A 4-hour WrestleMania is not that long. I know you got an hour pre-show or something, but still. Now, people are freaking out because it says that both nights are going to be 6 hours. I'm hoping that 2-hour pre-show, however unnecessary that is, and 4-hour show each night. So it's technically 8 hours total of actual WrestleMania with the 2-hour. I don't know why you need 2-hour pre-show. I don't know. But I'm hoping that's what it is, because I don't know. It's a lot of stuff for, Anyway, what are your thoughts on WrestleMania 32? Possibly the worst WrestleMania of all time. Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.